Hello, everybody. We are here. We are here for the Mystic Business Party, launch party. So come on in and say hello and let me know you're here and that you can hear me okay, that we are clear. I'm on my computer instead of my phone, and I was like hemming and hawing as to which one I should use, computer or phone. It's always so hard to tell, but I'm hoping that everything goes well in here. And I just gonna wait a couple minutes to get started, get everybody to a chance to get in here. So when you get in here, say hello. Say hello and let me know how you are. Let me know how your day was. And actually, if you are starting a business, maybe let us know if you have a business or if you're starting a business. Go ahead and put it in the comments. Let us know what your business is or what your intentions are. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. So good to be here. I was ready an hour ago and then I was just pacing because I was so excited to be here. When I get these things, this information flooding in, it's hard to hold back. So I'm so glad you're here. Come in and say hello. Okay. So it is 7. It is 7 o'clock. And I do like to start on time because I am someone that values my time immensely and hates when it's wasted. And I value your time. And I am so grateful that you are here. My intention tonight is to share with you the wisdom that I have gained from my struggles, from a struggle, like from, oh my gosh, from one of the worst things that ever happened to me in my life, and how it came to be one of my biggest blessings right now. So tonight we're going to talk about the 7 business mistakes, the 7 mistakes that I made in my very first business that I started back in 1993. And yes, I'm old enough for that. So giving away my age. So for those of you that are new here or don't know me, my name is Janice and I am a teacher, an artist, and a mindset coach that uses creativity to help women remember the power within them, the power and the wisdom that they hold within themselves, and also to remember that we are the creators of our life. We get to choose how our life unfolds when we consciously create. So, up until so many years ago, I was not consciously creating, and that's part of my mistakes that I made in the business that I had at that time. But let's just for 1 minute take a minute and take a breath and come into your center. And you can just, take a couple deep breaths here to remember that we are here together, that we are powering each other up, because when you rise up, we rise up, right? When you create from your soulfully aligned heart and you create the dreams in your life, you give permission to everyone else to do the same. So take another deep breath. And let's just get grounded into this space here. Oh, that feels better. Sometimes my excitement gets ahead of me. So I have my candle lit. Light your candle. Create your sacred space. Whenever we are talking in here, it is about the sacred connections that we create. And grab a pen and a notebook or your journal and a drink. And I'm just having a glass of water. so that you can jot down some notes, because I'll tell you, if you can avoid these pitfalls that I made, you are going to save yourself a lot of time, and you're going to create a business that is grounded energetically with a deep foundation, so that you are not um, creating on top of a foundation that is full of holes, right? So please say hello, come on in. And I know that um, there are some of you here that are creating businesses, and I would love for you to put it in the chat. Tell us where you're from and what kind of business you think you might be creating, or maybe you don't know yet. You just are drawn to this. And I know that if you are here for a reason, and perhaps there is a passion within you that needs to come out tonight. So hopefully you will feel called. You will feel your calling within you tonight, and it will come out even stronger and clearer for you. So here we go. Here's my story. So back in 1993, I was super excited to begin my lifelong career as an interior designer. So I was professionally trained as an interior designer and decorator, and I had experience. And I was looking at a business. It was a business startup, and it would also give me even more training, because it was a decorating franchise. And so they always give you extra training in Maryland, Washington. And so I spent a week down in Maryland getting their training for my franchise. So this franchise was growing very strongly in the US, and it actually was growing quite strongly in Eastern Canada also. At this time, I lived in Ontario, central Ontario. Um, but this franchise also had like a huge purchasing power. It was very appealing to me, because if I started a designer business on my own with my own storefront, I wouldn't have the purchasing power for the products, like the fabrics. And at that time, there was lots of wallpaper and the blinds, the Hunter Douglas duet blinds. There was just so many quality products that I could get through this purchasing power through this franchise. So I researched, I did my homework, I gathered my working capital up, and I went in with all my heart and my passion and my hard work. I was so committed to this business. I worked super hard. I worked long days, weekends. My kids were very little. My daughter was just a baby at that time. And they even helped me. They would come with me on weekends to deliver marketing materials to my targeted neighborhood. So at that time, of course, there was no internet. So we had these like colorful door hangers that you just hooked onto the front door, and they had a beautiful decorating picture on it. So people wanted to see it and look at it. And so we would go out and deliver like over 500 on a weekend into this targeted neighborhood. And I made top sales in Canada and for this franchise company. And then I went bankrupt. So it wasn't from hard work or the lack of hard work or commitment. I absolutely was so committed to this business. And I'll tell you, I don't say I went bankrupt lightly. That was a very, very hard decision. And I was completely backed up into a corner. And it was one of the darkest times in my life. And I had so much um, passion into this business. It was devastating. It was absolutely devastating for me. So you have to kind of wonder, why do some businesses fail? Like I had my working capital did eventually run out, right? And that is one thing that, there's lots of practical reasons a business fails. And it might be maybe there wasn't enough working capital. Maybe there's not enough marketing. Maybe there's not enough personal connections. Maybe the economy was crashing, and I would love to blame any of those things. But that really, it was none of them. And I can see this clearly now, years later, because there is a feeling that I had from that business that I can see clearly now. And I'll get into that a little bit more. But I have a thriving business right now. So I can feel the difference between my business now and the one I had back then. So the Creation Guild is my business now, and it is growing steadily and strongly. It is moving forward, and it feels solid to me. It is built on a solid energetic foundation. And when I first started, I mean, I didn't quite realize what I was doing, but I was doing all the right steps. And now, when I reflect back, I can see why it's such a strong, energetic foundation. And I have no doubt it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep growing. As long as I'm here and I want to do it, it will keep going, right? Because it's all about energy, right? And I felt the difference of the energy of a failing business and the energy of a thriving business. And so, sorry, my dogs are here with me. I know that my decorating business had none of that energy, none of it. I was following my soul. It was my soul led business. I mean, I thought it was perfect for me. I was trained. I love decorating, and I was naturally creative. So it just seemed like the absolute best career for me, right? So, really, though, here's the first mistake I made. The first mistake was it's not about choosing the soulful business, it was about aligning my soul with my business, right? I thought I was following my heart, but the reality was, yes, I had those passions in my heart to create, to get into decorating, to design, to be creative in my work, but I was controlling it every step of the way, right? I didn't allow my soul to be in my business. There wasn't any room for that. And so it was a very surface based business. There's no depth in it. It wasn't grounded in the energy, right? And I had enough passion and commitment, but that's just not enough. It's not enough. So the first steps, like taking the time to establish like a mission and vision and your whys, and taking the time to create that energetic foundation is truly what is going to hold up your business for many years to come, and to help it continue to grow and expand and thrive and be the successful business that you want it to be, right? We are going to dig deep into the whys in the mystic business course, but you'll know so much more than your mission and vision and why. You will just have such a strong purpose connected to your business that is super, super clear. So clear you'll be able to recite it in your dreams, right? In your sleep. So my first one was, the energy wasn't grounded because I didn't bring my soul into this soulful business, right? My second big mistake was that I outsourced my power. When you have a business that is grounded with your soul, you don't give your power away. Okay? You don't. You have such a strength and a rooted groundedness in your business that there's no way you're going to give away your power. So there's a difference between when you're learning in business, when you're learning from experts and gurus out there in the business world, um, there's a difference between taking their advice, weeding out what will work for you and using it your way. Sure, you need to learn about funnels, about marketing and all of that, but you really need to bring it in and use it your way. Just because that's the way the gurus did it doesn't mean that's the way that you have to do it in order to be successful. You get to make the rules. You get to create the business in your own terms, right? Um, and I was continually following the expert advice, right? Because I didn't have a clear vision of my business. So I kept looking around. I didn't have a focus and a vision. I would just keep checking around. Well, how are they doing it? What's helping them be successful, right? And so the idea is you want to absorb and take what you can grow from and move on from there. And that's such a huge, important step in grounding that energy for your business, is being able to say, hey, this is my business and I'm going to create it my way. So if you're not comfortable coming on and doing videos like this, then don't worry about it, right? If you're not comfortable with uh, the click funnels, they call it, like it's a way in online marketing that gets you to keep moving forward and clicking yes and keep moving forward to the next slide. And um, I've never been comfortable with that at all. Um, I find it salesy and it really bugs me. So I don't do it. And somebody else might go, no, man, that really works for me. And they can do it their way. So when you are grounded and your energy is grounded for your business, you're not going to be outsourcing your power. Your power is going to stay with you within that business, right? And I just want to say here, we have to remember that just like when we are creating in our life, when we are consciously creating the things that we want to manifest, we have to maintain and keep our energy clean and keep working on it, right? We keep working on staying in alignment. And we do this in our business, but we also need to recognize that your business becomes like its separate entity of its own. It takes on its own energy. In fact, I even know people that go to their astrological birth chart of their business the day that they started their business and they use that to help them, and that's just another tool you can absolutely use. I just don't know the date my business started because it evolved so gradually for me, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, hey, this is what I'm creating. Um, so our businesses actually have their own energy too, and you are within that energy too. It is a part of you, but to remember that we got to take care of that energy. We got to keep it clean and we got to keep it grounded. Sorry, my husband just came home from fishing. so okay, so back on track. Number 3 big mistake I had, big mistake, was I had a bad case of the lone wolf syndrome. So I did not follow any guidance or signs, right? I'm a Taurus. and and the part of me that came out at that time was that bullheaded, head down, horns out, and I was just going forward. I was not stopping until I had success. So I was so damn determined that I was going to make this work that I blocked everything else out. I blocked out all of the other signs, the guidance that is there for us, that higher power guidance for us to follow. So, I look back now and I go, oh my gosh, there were so many signs that I didn't see, right? But I was just going alone and I was going to do it. I wasn't open to help. Now, help can come in, yes, higher power guides, inspiration, that sort of help, but it can also come in from other connections. So connections are, a super big part of growing your business. I have absolutely learned that when you bring people along with you, there is a much stronger energy, right? So having this group, soulfully aligned women, that is a powerful energy base that is helping lift up the Creation Guild. I mean, whether you buy into any of my courses or anything, that doesn't matter. But your presence here, your energy here is in a container of solid energy, and it is contributing to the growth of these teachings that I'm putting forth, right? And so this is, having connections is important, and it's not networking. Okay, so networking is a different energy. Networking has more, at its lower level, and I know there's lots of beautiful women that love networking and use that term, and so this may not even apply to the way they interpret the word networking, but networking to me feels a little bit more like, oh, I'm going to connect with you and I'm going to give you something so that I can get something in return. And I hope I don't offend anyone for saying that. But that to me is the old way of doing business. So connection is being in service. It's selfless. And that's the newer way of doing business. And I know a lot of these beautiful women are absolutely connecting, and that's what they're doing, and maybe using networking term. But we are going to talk about the old way of doing business versus the new 5D quantum business that is emerging right now in the world. On Thursday night, we're going to talk about that, because there's a very big difference between 3D business and 5D business. And you're going to just feel it. By the time we finish these 3 nights, you're going to have a very clear understanding of how to build up energy in your business. Okay. So connection is important, and bringing people along with you. You don't want to go it alone. You want to bring people with you. You want to be open to learn and connect and grow with everyone. Because even me as the business owner of the Creation Guild with the Soulfully Aligned Women, I know where I'm going. I have a vision and I am going there, and I just want to bring as many people with me as possible, right? Because there's no sense going alone, right? No sense. And that keeps me in an energy of openness, open to learning, open to growing, right? Always, always learning on the path. Okay, so number 4, comparing. I was constantly comparing my business to the other designers, because as a franchise, we would have meetings in Toronto where all the franchise owners would come, and they would be talking about designs, showing images that people created, designs that other women created. Absolutely, a big part of it was sales, right? Who had the best sales that week, that month, that year? That was really important. So, and I struggled with imposter syndrome. So, imposter syndrome is when you feel like you shouldn't be there. I grew up in a little 3-bedroom wartime home, tiny little home, and 1 bathroom, 3 girls, and a brother. It was just a tiny little thing. And we didn't have curtains on our window. We didn't have nice, we had whatever blankets were available on the bed. So our bedrooms weren't decorated, and the house wasn't, it was just functional. It was a functional home, but not decorated. And so when I stepped into this world of interior decorating, I struggled with, I remember one time one of the women was talking about pillow shams, and I didn't know what they were, because in interior design school, they don't tell you what the different products are. They just give you good design skills, right? And so I remember sitting there thinking, oh, I don't know anything. What am I doing here? I don't belong here. I am not the same as these other women. And so it was a huge block for me, a huge block. And so I was constantly comparing my designs and my sales with these other designers. And this just fed into that energy of unworthiness, right? And that energy will keep you running on a treadmill until you drop off dead. That trying to compare and find your worthiness from other people you'll never get there. And it's going to block your sales, it's going to block your business success, right? Recognizing that we are each unique individuals and that we have these gifts to bring and to offer to the world, right? So even if you wanted to be a creative coach like me, there is so much room for you. You would do it your way and your style in your voice, and people will be drawn to you for that. So that is a huge part of these days too. People think, there's not enough um, space for me. There's already so many people that are out there coaching. Well, the reason, and think of it from energy, the reason there are already so many people coaching is because there's so many more people that are drawing it to themselves, that are reaching out and saying, universe, help me, help me, help me. So the universe is bringing all these people in that want to be coaches. And you're just like, oh, I didn't realize I wanted to be a coach. But there's a reason for it. And it's part of the energy that is happening here in our world right now, right? So you're here in this time period on this earth for a reason, and you have your own unique gifts and talents that are needed, right? And that you have them in your heart. You have those yearnings in your heart. And that is because you are the best one to bring them forward, right? To bring them into our world. You are needed. And the world is changing in a huge way right now, and it is absolutely amazing to be here, to be alive, and to be witnessing the changes that are happening in our world. And they are happening very quickly. Like, old structures are crumbling down. We have all observed this in the last 2 years especially, but it's been rising, or it's been building to this point, and we're not done yet. I really don't think we're done yet. But we are seeing changes happening, right? There are like mass consciousness rising. And so we need more and more people, more and more women, to be offering services, not just in coaching, but in any way, in healings, in products, just to be showing the way, leading the way in the new quantum 5D business world. And um, this is where we will all go together, right? So I kind of sidetracked there, but that is the idea, is that we are, this new business is emerging, this new business of recognizing that we are creating from energy is rising. Okay. And like I said, I'll talk more about that on Thursday night. Um, okay, step five, we're almost there. I believed I had to work hard for success. So how many of you have heard that? That's like that mindset, that misguided mindset that I learned, just keep working, keep working, keep working. It'll come, right? Nothing comes easy. You have to work really, really hard for success. Only those who are willing to fight and willing to work hard will be successful. Yeah. Nope. That's what I grew up with. That's a mindset, that you have to work hard for success and that it doesn't come easy, right? And so when my business was failing, because I had that mindset, when my business was failing, I was continually filling myself up with blame that it was my fault. Why isn't it working? I'm doing something wrong, right? Yeah. So then I worked harder and harder. I worked as much as I could. I did absolutely everything, and there was no forward motion. So obviously, that is not a truth. The saying that you have to, if you work hard, you'll be successful, it's obviously not truth because I proved it wrong. um, I was really caught up in the doing. And I am reminded about this continually through my business today, too, to come back to the being instead of the doing, right? So my business right now grows with ease and flow, right? And sometimes I even look at my numbers and feel a little guilty because it's like, wow, it's coming along and it's growing. And yet, don't worry, I work on that guilt. I journal it out. I take it to my journal right away. I work through it. But the big thing is that I know that I am creating through my energy, right? I'm visioning through my energy practice. And that practice is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow night. That energy practice in business, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So it feels so good. And people say to me, "Oh, you're a busy lady." And it's like, well, I am, but I'm not because I'm working at my pace. I love what I'm doing. I'm having so much fun, and it's so rewarding what I do. I'm not slogging through my days, right? I love my days, and I have time when I am working my business at home. I have a leisurely pace. I take my dogs for a nice long walk. I can sit down for lunch if I want. I have to make myself do that because I love working so much, right? But that's the difference too, right? When I fall back into the do, the universe always reflects back to me that nothing's moving forward if I'm trying to do it, if I'm trying to force it, right? Nothing will move. But when I come back to, being in alignment with the foundation that I've created for my business, right? My mission, if I come back to being there and serving from that place, everything just unfolds and it's beautiful to watch. So that was number 4. You don't have to work hard for success. If you had to work hard and you were guaranteed success, then there would be way more of us that were rich millionaires, right? Okay, number 6, I was attached to the outcomes of my business. So outcome based. That's very much what a teacher is because we teach to the outcomes. But in business, you don't want to serve from the outcomes or you don't want to be attached to those outcomes, right? So it was all in my design business was all about, reaching sales goals each week, each month, getting those sales, right? As my decorating business became, or my decorating business sales became more and more scarce, I became more and more attached to the outcome, right? So it was the sale, and that was an energy of desperation. And when you're in an energy of desperation, my gosh, that causes people to run the other way, right? It's energy, it's clingy, it's negative energy. They can feel that and it scares them off, right? So they don't want to be near anybody like that. And that just, having that energy around me just spiraled me further towards bankruptcy. It just kept me going head over heels towards bankruptcy. So we learn now that it's all about energy. It's all about the energy that is exuding from you in business, right? we can magnetize our clients to us. When we figure out that energetic foundation for our clients, then they feel safe and they are drawn to you and they just come running and they want to find you and they want to pay you and they are excited to pay you, right? So they're either, it's energy. So people are either drawn to us or drawn away from us, right? And it's really important that you build your business in an energy of serving, um, in the highest way, in the highest best way possible, using your gifts, right? And you will be filled with joy. It's not about you slaving and draining yourself to serve others. It's about, I get to use my gifts to help people. I like that, right? That's a win-win, right? So one of the things too that has really helped me with this business, with the Creation Guild business, is that I have kept my part-time teaching career going, because I recognize that to step too soon into full-time business would put pressure and bring all those old patterns back for me, especially since I have had to clear out and clean up all of those energy blocks around the bankruptcy. That um, that would come flooding back in again, and I would be having to do more and more work to clear that out, and that would suck up a lot of my energy too, right? So really important that you make sure that as you build your business, there is a lightness to it, a freedom to it, right? um, and right now, like I love doing these lives and these training sessions for free, because it raises my energy up, and I'm just loving doing this. It's serving, but I love doing it, and I'm not even thinking about the launch of my course. It's like, yeah, that's coming. It's coming later, and I'll tell you more about it later. But right now, I just want to share this information with you. And this is that selfless serving that you want to be in. It's not outcomes based. I'm not trying to manipulate. I'm not, trying to convince you of anything. I'm just sharing with you. That's all, right? And it's easy. It's easy because we have stuff to share. So, um, I lost my spot. Yes. Oh, I was going to say that I know that the experiences that I have had in the failing of my business, and by sharing these experiences, I know that I can help at least one person, right? I know I can help women who are beginning their business, and I know I can help in a powerful way. And that, again, is part of that energetic foundation that I have built up and created. Okay, the last one, where are we? 7:36. Good. So the very last one, number 7, that my money mindset. My money mindset was horrible. It was a big, huge block for me back then. Okay. Um, this is a big topic, and it could actually be a whole course on its own. Maybe it will be one day. But I just want to share with you that I had so many money mindset issues back then. There was no way I could have been successful from that alone, right? Um, I didn't have the awareness or the skills at that time to even deal with all of the blocks that I had around money. So your money mindset needs to be continually cleaned up, needs to be continually worked on, so that you are moving towards a wealthy woman mindset. You are growing into becoming the wealthy woman. Because if you want a successful business and you want your business to grow, that is where you need to be headed. And as your mindset grows, and your mindset and your worthiness go together. As these grow, your business grows. Okay. And you can, I mean, I've done a lot of work even in the last year on my money mindset, shifting and reframing the way I receive money. That's so important. So we're going to be working on this, a huge part of this in the Mystic business, but just cleaning it up so that you can receive abundance gracefully, right? And because I mean that's what business is. I mean, it'd be silly to say, "Oh, I just want to help people. I just want to serve," right? That's not business. Business is to make money, right? Business is to bring in an exchange of energy, an exchange, and you need your bucket full. You need to have enough money that you are able to continue to work on yourself, continue to grow, continue to take your courses, continue to go to the spa, to have relaxing days so that you can keep giving to the fullest potential that you can. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? So if you think that you just want to serve, I mean, first of all, that's out of balance with the universe, right? There is a law of compensation, one of the 12 laws of the universe, which we will probably go through in this mystic business. But the law of compensation is that the universe is continually trying to create balance within the world. So if you're give, and you are not receiving, you're not open to receiving, the universe is going to send that somewhere else, right? It's going to give it to someone else who is open to receive. So you need to learn how to open your energy up, open up to receive gracefully, and that's pivotal to a successful business, right? If you feel like you are taking somebody's hard-earned money, you're going to be blocked, right? If you make assumptions that they can't afford you, you are not only blocking yourself, but you are basically telling them that they are not the creator of their own life. If you feel like you have to lower your prices in order for them to get into your course, then you are telling that person that they're not capable of creating the life of their dreams, that you need to help them with that, right? That's not good, right? There are ways you can help people through payment plans, like extended payment plans. Like there are so many different ways you can help people. If you feel like that what they need is what you have to give, and there needs to be a different form, you can trade, right? And do trades, that sort of thing, but do not lower your prices for people because that takes your worthiness down, right? Um, if you if you are dealing with guilt or shame, right, of receiving, this is something that every business person has to work through as their business grows. And let's say you hit the 100,000 per year or month, whatever, but you're going to have guilt around that, and you're going to have to work through it, because what that does is it creates glass ceilings. Sorry, my dog is chewing her bone up against my chair. She always does that. So you're going to create glass ceilings for yourself, right? If you have any guilt and shame in there. And I know I did that for years, right? Because of my bankruptcy without even realizing I was doing it. So that is something that we'll work through. Your business won't grow if you have guilt and shame for receiving, right? So we got to clean that stuff up. We got to get rid of it, right? If you don't value what you have to give, or don't believe it's possible to receive enough to live in overflow, you're going to block, right? You're going to block your success. So these are all energy things that we work on within the Mystic business. And they're really important for clearing up and cleaning out your energy and creating an energy that is strong and stable, and is a place, a container where people feel comfortable coming into you to get served by you, to come into your, even if you have a storefront, right, business storefront, it needs to be energetically clean so that people are attracted to come to you, right? Okay, so those are some of the things that we'll be working through in the Mystic Business course. It's all energy, you guys. It's all energy, and I'm hoping that um, that some of these resonated with you. That you can almost take away tonight. You can go, "Oh my goodness, I need to do some work on that." Then, absolutely, yay! That's awesome. So that is what I wanted to talk about tonight. And I'm not seeing any comments. So if there is any comments, I will look at them after. And if you have any questions, specific questions, put them in the comments or send me a PM, private message, and I will address some of those tomorrow. Tomorrow night is talking about the I called it my 5 sutras for creating a thriving, successful business. And a sutra is a belief or a philosophy, okay? And it's an energy thing. Um, so the Mystic Business, you guys, it starts on May 4th. And as we go through these 3 nights, I will tell you more about it. But I'm hoping that you just enjoy tonight. Just take tonight with you. Enjoy it. And if you're really like, no, I want to know about the Mystic Business, then just send me a message and I'll get you the link and the coupon codes and everything. But for now, thank you. Thank you for being here. 45 minutes. That's awesome. I don't like to go much past that because it's attention, right? Attention span. So you guys, hope you got all 7 of those written down and you can go and get to work on them. And I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. right here in Soulfully Aligned Women. And be sure to invite your business friends if you have any that you think this would serve them. Okay? Send me your questions and I'll see you later. Bye. Or I just might stay here with you because I lost my end video. So, okay. You guys have a good night. Bye.